And so we had a lot of management. We had meetings every day in our downtime. And so every employee had a checklist. They knew exactly what they were supposed to be doing, while they were in the office. And so everything from leaving your cell phone in your car. But other than that, we had it very organized. And that's how you're able to do a lot of services. Anyway, we're going to go over some good stuff, what to do during your downtime.
Hi, you guys can see in front of us, we're going to be talking about what do you guys do during your downtime with the one and only Dr. Singleton. How's your day so far?
It's good. And I like the one and only. I mean, the only.
Uh-huh.
Thank goodness it's the only one. So.
One of one, guys. One of one. Cool. So, yeah, just as you guys can see, it's self-explanatory what you guys can do with your downtime. This is specifically for anybody who might deal with a little bit of downtime in the practice, and even what we're going to be doing with your uptime too. We'll dive into that a little bit. But kind of just to give you guys a little bit of a gist, what's going to be covered, Dr. Singleton will be sharing a few tactical things that you can be doing within the practice with you and your staff to take advantage of the productivity within the practice, and then even a little bit of mindset training on how to make sure you're putting your patient's care in the forefront of your services every single day. So, Dr. Todd, when you have your floor now when you're ready.
I've got the floor, and I've got the computer. Anyway, we're going to go over some good stuff, what to do during your downtime. Busy. It's always exciting when the office is wonderfully chaotic and busy. When patients seem to be everywhere, you walk up and you look everywhere and it's a busy office, and, and you happily struggle to keep up with all the needs doing, what you're doing in those moments. Patients are coming and going, staffs are busy servicing patients, synergies in the air, and things seem to be going well. There'll always be those times in the office. I got to tell you a quick story. So a few years ago, it was a busy practice, we're just busy. And I had a patient who she drank 6 pots of coffee a day, and she smoked and didn't really even eat. So she was coming in for some care, and doing an evaluation. She basically passed out in the office. So we had to call, 911. And the worst thing is when you have a patient or an office full of patients and somebody's taken out on a gurney. She was okay, but it just reminded me of busy. I'm going, oh crap, people are going to think what we did affected her, but I let everybody know that what happened. So anyway, it was fun. Everybody was okay, but when you're busy like that, you got to pay attention to the little details. So what about break time? But in all offices, there's going to be a period of downtime, times when you may be tempted to kick back, relax, perhaps feel that there's a break that's well-deserved. Get back and finish your Netflix that you didn't finish the night before. Or maybe I'll do some exercises, because I missed out this morning because I slept in. This morning I worked out in the gym. It was amazing. You get up, you get out of bed, you go, you work out. It's like, wow, the rest of the day is going to go well. Because when you don't exercise, you feel it. But when you do, you even feel better. Because you never know when. However, in order for a business to be as successful as possible, what you choose to do when the office isn't busy is just as important as what you do when it's busy. So there may be times around holidays, like right now, that the practice isn't seeing too many patients. Or there may be days when the weather keeps patients away, like just the last couple of weeks. Last week we had snow. I had 24 inches of snow in 2 days up by the house. And I went out there and had to blow it off. And so patients are going to say, I can't drive in the snow because, we've got these older neuropathy patients that are coming in. So we're like, that's okay. We'll just book you the next day or two. And so sometimes there may be a streak of cancellations, and you find that the office just isn't as busy as you hoped it would be. When these times arise, take the opportunity to implement some of these suggestions in your downtime. So the employees I have working for me, they say, hey, Dr. Singleton, I'm going to call this. I'm going to call this. In fact, so, when you do proactive marketing, you have the contact and no appointment leads. And so my staff will actually get in there and start calling those leads again. Remember, you got to get on the leads. It's follow up. And that's the best thing to do. It's not, they're just not going to sit there and say, well, what do I do? Put on my lipstick, get on my phone and play a game or whatever. No, 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 no. You're there. We're paying you. You need to let them know that I'm paying you. In fact, years ago, my wife would tell the staff, she said, I hate that I have to pay you guys to go to the bathroom, but in a nice way, So we just want to let them know that we're watching you. We got our eyes on you, but yet we love them. We love our staff. You can't do it without staff. So now call the patients. What do you do call the patients who may not have shown up or that you weren't able to reach earlier? We have a software system and also Proactive has that where you can, as you schedule them, they get a reminder about their visit, but we also give them a call the night before. And then reach out to past patients and follow up on new leads. Like I said earlier, pull patient files that haven't been seen in a while. So you can go and go back and pull maybe a patient file, like maybe 10 inches worth. And you call them and say that you'd like to make sure that you have their correct email address, their mailing address. And because I want to send you a special offer. On our software, we have on Club Reduce, we have it so you can send out a broadcast media every week, text or an email. And in your case, maybe you could send out an email, something that they could come in for. Like, I know a lot of doctors do like, I just want to make sure I have your birthday because I want to make sure that when you come in, I'm going to give you 50% off your birthday adjustment or whatever. So, but it's just your way of reaching out to your herd. We call it your herd. Because as long as you have communication, at least monthly, if not weekly, to your herd, they're always going to think of you when something comes up. So they know that you're going to be able to take care of them. Dust off some files. Pull a group of patient files that haven't been in for a while and get the approval from your doctor to call them. Maybe you just take them to your doctor and say, hey, this is a stack of 10 inches. I want you to just briefly look at these and see if it's okay if we call and follow up on these patients and see, let them know that, hey, doctor, Singleton's been thinking about you and like to hear how you're doing. Have you had any new? And then you always have the notes in there about, that family. It's always good to have notes about family. So we say, hey, how's the new baby? So you can see here, her wife had a baby a year ago. How's the 1-year-old? How's the little boy doing? They're like, oh my gosh, they remembered that we had a baby. I mean, that is so important. You have no idea how golden that is. So you always want to write down the notes in the file about that person, specific things about them. They love to mountain bike. They love to hike. Hey, have you been on any good mountain bike trails recently? Or they love to ski here. Have you been out skiing this year yet? I know you're an avid skier, just stuff like that. And so it's called ARC. There's the communication. So you want to communicate, talking. So the communication can build like a reality, and the reality there, and that can create what's called affinity. And they have an affinity because you have likes and you know them, and they like that. If you want to see how this really works, go watch the Cheers movie, or not movie, but the Cheers, where everybody knows your name. People go to Cheers not just to drink alcohol, but they go there because people know who they are and they love to hear their name. They like to know people know them. So that's important to know your patients, even if they haven't been in a while. You'll be surprised to hear how many people say, I've been thinking about you, making another appointment. I'm glad you called. So this activity will get some more patients scheduled in your office that haven't been there for a while. Get your hands dirty. Find the patients with upcoming birthdays and have the office sign birthday cards and send them out. Can you imagine getting a birthday card from your staff, that all the staff members sign it and they get the birthday card? And then include any kind of special offer or incentives for referrals. And then guess what we had our staff do? A deep clean. Even though you have a cleaning service, they may not get the spots that are hard to see. And besides that, the office will get dirty between their visits. Look around closely and see what needs to be done. Pay particular attention to the garbage, bathrooms, fingerprints on the doors, walls, countertops, and make sure the office has a pleasant smell. When the last time you went to your dentist office, when you walk in there, you're going, oh man, it smells exactly like what it feels like when they stick that needle in your cheek. It has that dentist smell. That's horrible. The dentist I go to doesn't have that smell. I walk in there and I go, what, you guys don't do dental here? Because I don't smell any dental, but they have these diffusers going off and it just smells so much better. So place yourself in their place. So lie on the equipment that you have and see from their perspective. Is it clean from when they are? So you're lying down, you're looking up, you're going, oh my gosh, there's spider webs or cobwebs on the ceiling, and that light's burned out, or the little tiles that hang from the what are they called? The tiles, the suspended ceiling or whatever. You want to make sure they're not dirty. If there's something dirty, because sometimes there's a drip from the roof and it's stained, it's all yellow, and you're going, oh, I didn't even notice that until I was lying down on this is what patients have been staring at. Oh, if a doctor can't fix that or blah blah blah, then that's not going to be very good for me. So updates. So organized paperwork and files. This can be daunting task in some offices, but getting it done will make life so much easier for you for a long time to come. Some forms may need to be updated. The doctor kept thinking, I need to update these forms. So ask your doctor, doc, the intake form, or what, the form that he fills out every day. Is there anything on here you want us to update that you've always, you've wanted to change something for months and months or years? So update the forms. We just did that 2 weeks ago, updated some of our forms during some downtime. And it's going to make life so much easier, and give you all the information that you need. Now, you also want to have what's called POP, point of purchase, and then maybe newsletters. So work on a newsletter to send out to patients regularly. The doctors that do my program, we actually have newsletters already done for you for weight loss and pain and neuropathy. So you don't have to redo that. But if you have a newsletter that you can send them monthly, it's just a way to keep engaging with them, keep in front of them, and they end up being bathroom literature, and they're going to spend more time reading your information. And then appropriately place promotions on the walls, another display in the office, advertisements for classes in the practice, specials that are offered to new patients, regular patients, or referrals. Like we put this on our desk: lose 4 to 14 inches in just 1 hour, no exercise required. They're going to go, what is this? What does that mean? So you remember 6% of the population, 6 to 7 go to a chiropractor, right? So those 6%, most of them, 80%, are looking for some kind of a nutritional weight loss program. So I'm just saying this is something that we do, and they get excited. So the doctors who just do mostly chiropractic, but they add some, nutrition weight loss, they put something like this there, and patients get real excited. Lose 4 to 14 inches. So again, point of purchase, and you want to change that up every week. And we have all these different promotions that you can add and do in your office to kind of get more attention from new things that you're going to do, right? You're going to do new things, right? Doctor-driven meetings. So everybody should have a staff meeting. But I only have one employee. So if you're by yourself, have your own staff meeting, right? You need to have staff meetings. So the staff need to know how much you care about your patients and how much you care about them. Make sure you have agendas for staff meeting, the list of things to address, whether positive or constructive. We always ask the employees, if this were your practice, what would you do different? Always ask that. If this were your practice, how would you address this? And you're going to get some good feedback, from your patients or from your staff, because, the patients talk to your staff more than they talk to you. Brenda's been coming in and she's been telling me yada, yada, whatever. But she never told the doctor that, but she told staff that. And so the doctor needs to know, and thank the patient or thank the employee for letting you know about what happened to the patient. So very important. Now, be nice to your coworkers. You don't want to have this yapping, the little, because I had 75 employees one time, and they could get out of control sometimes. They kind of get in little groups, but you don't want to do that. So we do the things we create a box in the office where all staff members can drop in what's called nice notes about each other. So, and even the doctor have slips of paper next to even the scratch paper, but not throw it away. We cut it up in slices, put it there. They take the little paper, and they can do it at home. They can do it in the bathroom, and they write nice notes. Say something nice about so-so. Write the things great that you see other staff members do. Hey, I saw Brenda spending a little extra time with Bob today, helping him with his neuropathy and talking to him, and it really made him feel comfortable. Things like that. Or what the doctor does. Hey, Dr. Singleton, we saw that you really cared about that patient. I really am so thankful that you really care about your patients, or what patients do. And then you read those nice notes weekly during staff meeting. This is a great way to get positive by looking at the best things in others. And we always would add them up. And I always would have coupons, gift certificates for like movie theaters, like a megaplex movie theater. And so whoever got the most nice notes that week won 2 passes. It's just fun. It's called culture, in your office. And if you build culture in your office, people love to work there because they've done these studies that they have asked employees, why do you work at your job? What would be the most important thing for you to go in every day and love your job? Very few of them said, well, because I get paid a lot of money. No, that's like 10%. Most of them are like, because they're nice to me. I love working there. I love the work that I can do for other patients because I see lives changing. And that's why they work for you. And they have a great doctor. You're nice to them and you respect them, whether they're, guys or girls, you respect them. And it's all in a professional manner. Okay. Now, it's everybody's office. Just because the office isn't busy, it doesn't mean that it's time to relax and take a break. Remember that you're getting paid to be there and to better the practice, even when there aren't patients to help. Not just to be present, on-call help. Every member of the staff is responsible for the success of the business, and doing your part will increase productivity, patient retention, and overall atmosphere of the practice. Keep it in order, keep it clean, keep it positive. We always had the rules of twos. So the rule of twos, you may want to try this. Rule of two meant that when Bob comes in the office, the first person that sees him say, hey, Bob, welcome. Glad you're here. Good to see you. Somebody else will say, hey, Bob, good to see you again. Maybe he's going to hear it 2 or 3 or 4 times because they've done studies that if you say a person's name, it releases endorphins. Can you imagine going to a doctor's office and they say, hey, welcome. In fact, I do that now if a new patient's supposed to come in like 1 o'clock, her name's Michelle. I walk up to, hey, Michelle, good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you found the office. And she's kind of like, how does you know it's me? I mean, I haven't even met him yet, and he's calling me by my first name. Those are the kind of things that really matter in an office to boost morale. Okay. So think of the rule of 2s or 3s. Say that patient's name as much as you can. They're going to love that. Okay. Now, when a patient comes in for the first time, get this. Now, this tip, I spent $30,000 learning this. So maybe I won't go over it right now. All right, fine, I will. So let me explain. So they come in and you get the insurance card. Now, you need to have all the CPT codes that you do in your office. Maybe it's 2, 5, 10, and you're going to call that insurance company and you're going to ask him, what do you pay on the 97112? What do you pay on the 97110? I mean, all the codes that you have, how much do you pay on this? So you're going to get a list, let's say 10, of what you have to offer. So you're going to know this pays $10, this pays $30, this pays $50. You're going to go, oh, the rehab. Well, then we need to start doing more rehab because we're getting a lot of these Blue Cross Blue Shield patients. And they're, if we do some therapies here, because we can do 5 codes, we can get over $100, $120 a visit for just the therapy codes. So you need to do that. And that could even double your practice, going over the insurance codes, what you're doing. Because, most doctors do like, the adjustment and 2 therapies. Adjustment, 2 therapies. They're making like $65 a visit. But if you do this, you could double that because you're going to see all the other things that the insurance will pay for, but it's got to be medically necessary. So you want to be able to make sure that you're billing appropriately for what the patient needs are, because maybe you can bill 5 codes. Maybe you can only bill 3. So you got to maximize that and be aware of that. And we did that. And oh my gosh, we're averaging like $350 to $450 per visit back in the day. And so, because we did that, we followed up with that. So we knew exactly what the insurance companies were going to pay. And then the other thing we did is put your goals up for your staff to see, in the back office, not for patients. Like, so we had goals for 100,000 a month, 200,000 a month, 150,000 a month. And so when the patients, when we hit those goals, the next staff meeting, the first part of the month, they got bonuses, $100 here, $100 here. So there are times we would give out like $200 to $400 a month just in bonuses to every employee. Yeah, that got expensive, but it was worth it. If you're generating $700,000 a month and we're paying out, a couple, $2,000 or $3,000 a month in bonuses, it's worth it. So because they want to hit those goals too. It's really nice. So another thing, I've said this before, make sure someone from your office is answering the phone when you're not in your office, and pay them to answer the phone. I'd pay them, just answer the phone, pay them $10. If they scheduled a patient, $10. If the patient showed up, $10. So when they answer that phone, that could be $30 for that one. So do you think an employee's gonna, hey, I'll take the phone this weekend. I'll take the phone. I need to generate some more money. So and it doesn't ring a lot, maybe 3 to 5 times. I mean, that could be, a couple $100 just by taking. So we forward the office phone to a cell phone. So they call the office phone, it goes right to the cell phone. And so we have the cell phone, and then the employees would take turns taking it home. And then even at nighttime, you forward the phone. And I know there's answering services, but if you tried to call an answering service and it's not somebody from your office, well, do you guys do this? And do you guys do that? Well, I'm not sure, but I could have them call you back in the morning. It's called friction. Remember we talked about friction in some other webinars. Friction, if they have to go through friction, they're going to say, I'll find somebody else. She doesn't know. So, but if it's somebody from the office, I know you guys aren't doing this. If it's somebody from their office and they answer their phone, hey, hi, this is Brenda from Dr. Singleton's office. Just want to, answer your call. How can I help you? I'm a new patient and I just want to know more about what you guys do. Oh yeah, I actually work in the office. Let me tell you exactly. They're going to, oh my gosh, I actually got somebody who works in the office. I mean, this is a game changer. And we got to do different things. You got to change it up. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, because you're going to get the same results? Exactly. So if you want better results, you got to up your game. Headspace. This is probably the most important thing right now. You always need to be on top of your game in all you do. Like when I was in the gym today, I was listening to positive things that would motivate me, whether it's spiritual stuff, these things that just lift you. So there are a lot of audiobooks out there. There are people working out to music and, Van Halen, Def Leppard or whatever, but those are fun and everything, but you're going to get more out of it when you listen to something positive, your headspace. So here's a couple things I listen to every month. The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. That's going to help you not only in the office, but that basically helps you to get your head in the game, because it's all, you are where you are because of how you think. Right now, as you're thinking about where you're at in life, you are there in your practice. You're making the money that you're making in your home life. Is what's going on in your home life is how you think. Your thinking got you there. Remember the law of attraction. You focus on this, you're going to get it. You focus on fear, you're going to get that. You attract what you fear, you attract what you focus on. And then as a man thinketh. Oh, this is a great book. So like, for instance, as you listen to this, all these people out there go, oh, I'm going to get COVID. I'm going to get COVID. You focus on getting COVID enough, you're actually going to get it. The body can literally, everybody has the virus anyway, but you're going to get sick because you focus on this so much, you're going to get sick. Oh no, I'm going to get sick. I'm going to get the flu. I better get the flu shot. All this crap. You focus. I'm so scared to go out. Guess what? You're going to get sick. Remember, because you're going to attract that crap. So you need to be, because if you focus on and you're leveled up your game, playing your headspace, guess what? You're not going to get sick because your body's going to feel amazing. So this is stuff that you got to really do and get on this. Then this coming year, change this all up. And your wife or your husband or your staff's going to go, Doc, what's got into you? Oh, I got to tell you this. So one day I was listening to the Science of Getting Rich, and one day my staff comes up to me and go, Dr. Singleton, what is going on with you? You just sold $26,000 in neuropathy programs today. I go, oh, I did? Well, great. What are you doing? I go, let me think. Oh, I listened to Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. So in my mind, I already had this going, and it just perpetuated in the office. It showed exactly. So if you're not doing well, you got to get your head in the game. Now, stay in it for the long haul. Every time there's a change, like with the economy, with COVID, there's always going to be change. And when we buy into this, listen to the media, stressful. I don't even listen to the news. I really don't. It's not even fun. I like back in the day when the recession talk, my practice was growing in 2027 to 2009. Oh, there's this going down. There's this going down. I'm like, oh, there is? I had no idea, and then the COVID thing, all this crap. So I love what The Rock said, so if you don't like the swear words here, then don't read those. Oh, wait, you're going to read them anyway. When you focus on you grow. And when you focus on, and that grows, read that again, over and over again. I mean, yeah, he's a very positive guy. I mean, not only in his workouts, but he's gone from, I mean, from here to here. He's like one of the number one paid actors in Hollywood, just for reasons because he's so focused on what he does in his life. Now, don't be afraid to try something new. You all had the same training as doctors while we're in school. Then some went to seminars to learn a different adjusting skill. Some went to seminars on how to market better, that's what I did in school. I went to seminars how to market, and all the other my classmates were going to how to learn Gonstead, how to learn all these other techniques, and half of them aren't even in business anymore. So patients don't give a crap about your technique. They want to know how much you care before they care how much you know. Some went to seminars think, oh, and if I buy this machine to treat patients, there's a machine out there that is a big rectangle machine. It's a red light, LED light for inch loss. It's like $150,000. It's going to cost you $3,000 a month for 5 years. Sure, that's a great investment. But what about marketing? Where are your patients going to come from? Oh, we'll help you with that. But do they? But if you don't have the right headspace, you're not going to be able to pay that $3,000 equipment. So you need new patients. Like just over this past weekend, I got 18 new leads from Proactive. I'm going, in my mind, I'm going, what the hell? I mean, in a good way. I'm thinking, great, this is awesome. I just thought, okay, I need to spend more time. I need to, schedule time. So Monday, when I was calling these leads, I was calling until 8 o'clock that night. But I filled up this week. Oh, what is this week? It's Christmas week. Who wants to come in during the week? These patients do, because they got to talk to me. I mean, I'm not saying, yeah, talk to me. I'm just saying because I reached out to them. I followed up with them because it's something they want to do. They wanted to have whatever I was marketing. Well, neuropathy, decompression, and then weight loss. These are the things that we do and we're excited about. And people, you can't think, because if you think, oh, it's the holidays, people aren't going to want to come in. Then guess what? If you think you can, you're right. If you think you can't, you're right. So stop that stinking thinking. Now you have everything you need to go to the next big thing in your office. All you need to do is find out what you could be passionate about and excited about to get you to. I love Mondays. I get to work 14 hours on a Monday doing, I send out emails to doctors, I coach doctors, and I get to call leads from over the weekend because I love to do that. I love to talk to people. So realize it's going to take some hours on your part. And then you invest that, and then you can train some staff. So you don't work 24/7. You go to your office, you're maybe there adjusting patients, for maybe 6 hours, but you're there 8 hours. What do you do in the other 2? Well, I need to take a 2-hour lunch. Do you really need to take a lunch? You know what I do for my lunch? I got this, a blender bottle. I got my shakes in here. I have a handful of spinach in here. If you take 2-hour lunch, that's 2 patients you could have seen that day. So knock it off, drink your lunch, and if you have a chance 10 minutes here to eat a sandwich or whatever you brought, go in the bathroom and sneak it and eat it, and then get back to work. You start doing this, you're going to be so amazed how your practice is going to grow, if that's what you want. Now, remember, you have either more time in your hands or more money to invest in your practice or go to the next level, the next big thing. We have one of our doctors, he says things like, oh, this won't work in our area. Our people here are different. Our people here aren't willing to spend that kind of money. Like I'm charging $3,000 to $6,000 for a program. Oh, they would never do that here. They couldn't possibly even do that. Stinking thinking, right? So he joined our program. We trained him. He calls me up. He says, there's this lady that came in and just spent $3,000. My cheapest patient that always complained and bitched about my co-pays and deductibles, but yet she paid $3,000 for one of my weight loss programs. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe. He said like 20 times, I can't believe it. I go, well, it's because you got in the game and you basically sold them what they wanted. This is what they want because they've tried this, and this, and that didn't work. But this looked like it worked because you were able to explain to them the causes, the why they weren't able to get to their goals. They're going to spend money for that because it was important to them. Okay. He's like, wow, I can't believe it. This is exciting. I'm going to do more of these. Well, yeah, you should. So here's where I come in. So if you want to do more like weight loss, neuropathy, decompression, pain management, or nutritional programs like diabetes, fibromyalgia, I even have 10 other programs I've done and developed. And I can show you what I do and to see if you'd be interested in adding any of these. So text me that number, 801-903-7141, and say, show me what you have. and I can kind of go through that. And if you want to learn more about how I can help you with your proactive marketing, what to do with your leads, how to follow up on leads, they proactive, what they talk about, they basically say you need to do the 2-call thing. So you call. So here's what I do. I call, I let it ring for maybe like 5 times. I hang up, wait for 2 seconds, call back again. Okay. Let it ring again 5 times, hang up, wait for 2 seconds, call back again 3 times. And guess what? I swear 50% answer on the 3rd time. They're going, oh, this must be important. I better get this. This must be somebody trying to get a hold of me. They're not going to say, why are you calling me? Why are you calling me? They never say that. I mean, every once in a while you say, well, I never filled that out. Like, once every month, someone will say, oh, I didn't fill that out. Well, how did we get your information? I say, well, oh, I'm so sorry. Then it's okay. Just to let you know, this is what we do in our office. If you ever have, want this and blah, blah, blah. So singletonsystems.com is my website to what I do, how I coach. And if you want to see how I'm marketing my office, drtoddsingleton.com is something that I've developed, or I didn't do it, but I had somebody make this website. It kind of shows you all the services we offer, testimonials, before and after pictures, and just all that stuff. So if you want some help with this, go to the next level, let me know. If not, do it on your own.
Dr. Singleton, you are next level. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, like this whole process of just following up with them and being relentless with that follow-up process is very important. And if you have a staff member who's dedicated to that and can successfully, follow up that follow-up process that I'm sure Dr. Singleton has trained his staff with, and there's a reason why his show-up rate is a little bit higher, is because his staff members and his team put in that effort to get them on the appointment and create that urgency that they need to come in. So a lot of times, patients need that guidance. They need that encouragement to come in. So Dr. Singleton, like, at what point did you learn from somebody else the sales process when you were first starting up?
I don't know, just stuff you learn, but we used to spend about $30,000 every 3 months just in hiring coaches, consultants, help us go to the next level. And one thing I was going to say, I have an employee who will take off maybe a couple hours during the day, but she'll also call at nighttime, but between 6 and 8 o'clock. And she actually get bonused for people who actually come in, who she schedules. And when I sell a patient program, she gets a bonus on that too. So she knows from years experience that it's better to call after 5, between like 5 to 7, 5 to 8, or 6 to 8. It's better to call during those times. So doing this over for so many years, you kind of see what works and what doesn't work.
I wanted to ask, like, it was more so like with the money that you invested into, what could you like name drop a couple of programs or people that you've learned from?
I've been to so many seminars. I mean, years ago, I was one of David Singer's main guys, and he's still doing stuff, back in the 90s, and then I was in his mastermind, and we'd go to Tampa, Florida, with a bunch of doctors around the country that were the top, 1% of the doctors. And so I rubbed shoulders with a lot of guys. And so mastermind, we got to meet and talk to other doctors that are kind of doing the program and making it work. And so just by going out there and learning the systems, how programs work, and rubbing shoulders with doctors that are doing over 500,000 a month or more in their office. And you're kind of going, what? So by learning from other doctors too, and from these consultants out there, Ron Halstead was another one that we used, and he was great. He had a team that would come into our office and help coach. The MDDC thing, years ago, there's a couple out there that did that to kind of learn the way to do it the right way. And then just kind of as you do this and you learn this, you develop your own system, and you can see what works, what doesn't work. And then by coaching over 2,500 clinics now, you can see what works, because I always test it first. I test it, and then I share it with the other doctors. So I'm kind of like the tip of the spear.
Right. That's amazing. And I think there's like a beauty that people tend to not realize with investing into knowledge. That's something that I learn a lot here within my work. And no, I'm not a chiropractor, but I think it's very applicable to what any business owner can do in terms of just learning from other people, not trying to reinvent the wheel. So I think that was really good that you brought that up, Dr. Singleton. And so I did have a question out of curiosity. It's a little bit different off topic in terms of what we're talking about, but when you're holding your staff meetings, how do those typically go? Maybe, somebody can pick up some inspiration on how that's structured like.
You want to have it on a day. I usually have it on Mondays, the beginning of the week. So you have it on a Monday. You review the week before, you review the stats, you review, okay, last week we had, 300 patients scheduled and we had 275 show up. Okay, what can we do better to get those 25? Now, why those 25 didn't show up? Just stats. They didn't show up because did they get the right reminder call? Did they, what were the reasons? And so we want to find out how we can increase that. And so each employee has an assignment, has a stat that they're responsible for. Because it makes them feel, if this is your responsibility, it makes them feel important that they're reporting and they're helping the office with this information. And then you want them to tell you, tell us some of the, you go over the nice notes as well, but anything else that happened that last week. And then I always ask them, what, if this were your office, anything you could do to make it run better? Ask the employee. They're like,
Right.
Asking me. And so even if it's just, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that's all you need.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in like keeping your staff engaged and making them feel like they're a part of their just the journey of the entire business. I know I learned that it's a good thing to keep whoever like you're working with, whoever your staff member may be, just to make them feel involved with the entire process. It's not just delegating them and telling them what to do the entire time, but it's also hearing them out, treating them as an individual towards like the entire journey, which comes with asking them for their 2 cents on how they feel about things, because they may, bring something up that you guys don't really notice yet. So yeah, if there's any questions on like the entire staffing part of things, a mindset call, we can definitely do a mindset call on these trainings on Wednesday, guys. That's no problem for us. And then anything questions related, even like systems, reminders, how to get the patients to show up, anything, the whole treatment plan, day 2 process. We have a bunch of trainings already recorded in this group. So if you guys want any content, I can definitely send that over to you. Or, just join us on these Wednesdays. We're always doing something, fun and new. So
one last thing I was going to say also, I use a nutrition company called solutions4.com. And every week we have an employee take a supplement and do a review of what that supplement does, what it's for, how it affects the body, because patients are going to talk to your employees more than they talk to you. And then your staff is very knowledgeable about the nutrition that you're going to do in your office.
exactly. Right? That's awesome. Well, what kind of vitamins are they? What do they help with?
It's solutions4.com. It's a doctor's only line. You can only get them through your office. It's
Okay.
a 45-year-old company, and maybe we can do a webinar on why I use this line and why it's so amazing and how it helps me. But yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, I know. I don't think we've done one yet, but like on like how to add supplements or nutrition, kind of like things like that, into your practice, because I know some chiropractors and practitioners, they do white label a couple of products, but I know it's not really that common. So there could be somebody in this group that's curious on how to do that. All right. Yeah, I think we're ready to wrap up today's meeting. I know it's pretty long. So guys, if you want to watch the recording back over, please watch it here. I can also send it personally over to you. If you're having trouble finding it here, just go ahead and comment down below. Comment into the group with any questions you have. You have Dr. Singleton's number here, so you have his resource too.
Anyway, just be kind and be happy. Treat others like you'd want to be treated.
Yeah, I love that. It's beautiful. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Okay. Take care.